Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you're well. You know, we always talk about national identity, don't we? We're British. We're of the United Kingdom. Blah, 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 blah. Those of you that follow this channel by now will know how I certainly feel about that situation. I'm not British. I'm English. I've explained the reasons for it. At the end of the day, what you have to do is look under the bonnet of what is the United Kingdom. Look under the bonnet of what is Great Britain, and you will see England, you will see Scotland, the Welsh, the Northern Irish. Those are, the key components of this. Those are the countries underneath the bonnet of the unitary state, which is the United Kingdom, and we can never lose sight of that. One thing that disturbs me greatly is that when you look at politicians, when you look at people who have well-meant intentions that want to do the right thing by this country, they quite simply do not get or do not understand what is going on. I only begin to because I've researched it, I've read the law books, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. And more of this needs to get into the public ethos. More of this needs to be understood by as many people as possible. And it's only then through what I term a hard constitutional reset will we get everything back the way it should be. Now, there's one politician that gets it very much. It's Rupert Lowe. And I want to show you a tweet that he put out earlier. And it's very important you read this and understand what he's saying. It's time for the English to be proud of who we are, proud of our history, our language, our people. We have nothing to be ashamed of. Never forget that. I am English and proud. That is a very profound and very important statement right there. I replied to it as well. If you follow me on X, you can go over and have a look what I said to him. But when you look at the Bill of Rights, if you look at the Act of Settlement, if you look at the Westminster Declaration, if you look at the Coronation Oath, if you look at the Claim of Right, all of these things were created by the English, by an English Parliament for the protection of the state. And then you get to the point around the early 1700s where you had the first Acts of Union, which joined Scotland together with England. It created a situation where the British effectively usurped or subverted all of these constitutional papers that I've just recited to you, said that it's theirs, and tried to dilute English history along the way. And again, look at this. It's time for the English to be proud of who we are. Such an important statement. And there's many things that have happened in history as well, which have been, credited with the British, when in fact it was the English, a very big difference. And a lot of people, I suppose, it's not their fault, because if you look at what's taught in schools, particularly today with the curriculum that we have, none of this is mentioned, none of this is taught, and none of it is acknowledged. They want a generation of people that forget who they really are in favour of this overlaid unitary state, which is what we call the United Kingdom. This is the video that Rupert actually put out as well, which is important.
I actually think it's time for the English to be proud of who they are, to be proud of their history, to remember the things that we've done. We're criticised for our empire, but if people want to criticise the British Empire, I suggest they have a very good look at the Belgian Empire, or they have a very good look at the French Empire, because if they want to start attacking people for bad behaviour, start there. Do not start with the British Empire, which on the whole was benevolent and has provided some extremely good structures for places like India to improve the average standard of living for the majority of their people. So no, I think the whole thing has gone badly wrong. We're led by people who mainly don't know their history. They are not interested in their history. They'd rather forget about it. And I want to see a return to some form of logic, fairness, common sense. And I want this country to return to what it can be. It's got the best people. We've got a fantastic structure everywhere. And what we need to do is ensure that we do common sense things that benefit the people who live here and who have built this country into what it is. Simple as that.
So people want to forget the past. People want to forget who they are. That's very much the point, isn't it? Very much the point. And Rupert Lowe evidently gets it. He's one of the only politicians really that publicly acknowledges what's really going on. And I think it's massively important that more of them do so. And also members of the public as well, content creators, influencers. I want to show you this guy. This is a channel which I've given a shout out to before. Vindicator Strikes Back is his actual channel name. And if you have a look at what he's saying there, he's actually, it's a YouTube short where somebody said, but I'm British, not English. So this is one of the brainwashed massive who is yet to work out what's going on. And he did a video in defense of, you know, what he was saying, what's really going on. And you can see quite clearly there, wonderful to hear what you have just said, RE English. And look what he's put. I've been watching yours and Graham Moore's videos, and I can't disagree, mate. It's exactly what's happening in this country. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's very important that you understand that. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's a very important phrase. And I want to show you another reply which I left on his channel as well. I'll just share the screen here. You can see what I was talking about. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can read it. You've got British is a nationality forced on us by a Fabian Labour government in 1948. Think Soviet Union and you're on the right track. We are what you describe, English, Welsh, Scottish and Northern Irish. Nowhere in the documents that make up the English constitution does it mention anything about race at all. If you're culturally or integrate as English or Scottish or Welsh or Northern Irish, don't have a problem with you. Problem with the British Nationality Act is it illegally repealed parts of the Act of Settlement that were there to protect the state. All the MPs know this, even the ones that are currently saying they want things to change. UK, British, is all people have ever thought was the truth. That with no education on it, you are dealing with a generation of brainwashed people corrupted by state education. And that, folks, is exactly what it is. Now, for me making comments like that, I would be called an ethno-nationalist or whatever. Bullshit. All I am is a constitutionalist. I'm very interested in that. I'm very interested in the rule of law. And I'm very interested in returning my country back to what it should be. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, share my stuff. Subscribe to the channel. Hooray for Rupert Lowe. Subscribe to Vindicator Strikes Back. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.